Dan Littlefield. We're sitting at the University of Little Rock, Arkansas as part of the Sequoyah Research Institute and its presentations that are done on an annual basis. You're a member of the Cherokee Nation, and I'll let you introduce yourself a little bit and explain a little bit about what we're gathered here this weekend for.
Okay, I'm Dan Littlefield, director of the center. We have an annual symposium. We're in our 8th year. We designed the symposium as a forum for indigenous people to present ideas that seem relevant to them in their communities, and we've tried not to direct the program any more than we can, but let the program determine what we do each time. And what we found in the last 8 years is that the center symposium has become a kind of networking system for people, both indigenous and non-indigenous, and it seems to be working in the fashion that we want it to.
Give me a little idea of the kinds of presentations that we heard from here the last 2 days.
Well, we've had presentations on tribal ancient history, storytelling, DNA testing as a way of identifying or not identifying indigenous people, issues of law, free press, a number of topics.
Poetry, music,
at a singing Comanche artist.
Things that are going on in current affairs around Indian country, really.
Indian country, yes, and that was the way we designed the forum, just to provide the place for people to come and talk.
And what's done with these presentations?
Well, this time we had Arkansas Educational Television film those, and they will put these up on their website, and then they will also provide for the archives a film copy which we can put in for posterity. We've filmed every symposium since 2001, and we have an archive of those in the center.
And at the center, talk to me a little bit about what the center is and what you have going with some of the future plans here that we've heard a little bit about, building a new library and center, making it a world-renowned research center for history. Tell us what we have in those archives at the center.
Okay, we operate the center as an umbrella for 2 particular activities. One is the American Native Press Archive, and the other is the J.W. Wiggins collection of Native American art. In the archives, we began back in the 1980s archiving primarily newspapers and periodicals published by tribal groups, individuals, organizations. And as the years passed, our mission expanded to the point where we were taking in any kind of expression by Native people, whether that takes the form of print medium or film, audio, and so that and then when we added to it the Wiggins art collection, the visual expression of Native people, so that we say that we have the largest collection, world's largest collection of Native thought. And we can say without any question that we have the largest collection of writing by Native people in the world, and that includes journalism, literary art, law, scientific writing. If indigenous people produce it in writing, we've tried to collect it. And so it includes not just the newspapers and periodicals, but also the private papers, manuscript collections, extra special collections that people have donated to the archive.
How would you describe the physical description of the collection?
In terms of its location, we started with 2 or 3 offices and have over the years progressed to the point where we are now. We now have a space of about 7,000 square feet that we're operating, and it isn't nearly big enough for what we're doing. We have some collection, some material that we have placed in off-site storage that we haven't been able to bring into the center. But for the most part, we have hours daily through the weekday for the general public to come in and use the material. And we also have an art gallery for people to come in and visit the art.
If someone was interested in reaching people down here to either come research or to view the archives, how would they get a hold of you?
They could email me at dflittlefield, without a D on the end, littlefiel @ualr.edu, or they could call area code 501-569-8336.
What kind of people have come here to do some research in the past?
We've had tribal historians who have come here. We recently had a person from the Kickapoo Nation, Mexican Kickapoo Nation. We've had people from surrounding state tribes. We've had academic historians, journalists, and others who have come. We've had visitors from all over the world. We've had interns from Switzerland. We've got a visitor coming next week from Sweden to do research. We get people who are working on PhDs in Native studies who come and from all over the United States.
Thank you. For anything else you want to tell people about the collection?
No, except that it's enormous and it keeps growing. So.
Thank you much, Dan. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.